All right. How you doing? So, what I have here is another product. Now, it's not something I really want to be doing all that much of, I suppose. I'm not being paid for this. Um, I think there'll be a discount code for you guys if you're interested. I'm actually shooting this part of it a week or more before you're going to see the whole video. I don't take advantage of a lot of the offers that they send me, different companies, because most of the time it's products I'm not interested in. And I already have a couple power stations. But this company had one, and this is supposed to have enough output to where I could run a power tool off of it. So that's important. The other thing is that's supposed to be around the same size as one of the ones I have that'll fit in the build I did in the van. They said it was 11 inches tall, which matches what I have. So it should fit in the van. The box has me a little nervous. So we're going to do a little unboxing here. We're going to talk about this company. I believe it's called Aferiy. And we're going to just talk about some of the details of this. And I'm going to use it a little bit. And then I'm waiting on some solar panels that are coming, as well as a 12-volt charging cable for your car. It's like a weird thing with me with these things when they send you something like this and it doesn't come with the 12-volt charging cable already. Just mentioning that now for other companies in the future, because you guys should be including the 12-volt charging handle, or excuse me, charging cable, in my opinion. Okay, it's double boxed. That's a good sign because, like I said, I want this to be smaller than it appears. This box, by the way, it's got some weight to it. The FedEx guy called me about it, and because I live upstairs, he wasn't too happy. At any rate, let's just open this up here. Well, I'm not shipping it back now. I'm kind of excited about this potential. See, I've been wanting a power station that has the capacity to run power tools because, as you guys know, I build stuff for a living, and I've had the van out, I've driven it across the country multiple times, and I'm oftentimes funding my trips with projects. So for those of you that don't know, I design and build custom furniture, kind of more high-end art type stuff, but I'm really good at tables. I also do custom built-ins, and I mean, I'll do some handyman type work, but it's going to usually be higher end. I'm usually finding solutions to issues in a more artistic way. And the current power station I have now is a 1,000 watt hour unit where I can plug in a charger and charge one of my batteries, but Makita has a dual charger where it'll charge two batteries at the same time, and it won't do that. So I wanted something that would do that, but I also wanted something I could maybe plug a table saw into, or some other tool that Makita does not currently make as a cordless tool. So I'm hoping that this unit will do that. So right here in the top, I just want to show you guys how things are packaged. We got a little accessory bag here. So in this accessory bag, I like the bag. This is a nice little bag. It's too nice for the cables, I'll tell you that. So this comes with your AC adapter, right? So you plug this into your wall at home, and it comes with a solar panel cable. So that is very nice. We'll see how that works out. It's interesting, the units I have also came with solar panels, and it'll be neat to see if they daisy chain or not. I know what this is. This is a dust cover for the unit. I watched some other videos on this. So there's an app for your phone. It's Aferiy, I believe. Some people pronounce it Aferiy, but I believe it's Aferiy. Aferiy. There's an extended 5-year warranty, I suppose. I don't have to fill anything out. And of course, there's the instruction booklet. And it says right here, it's a 2400 watt hour power station. So this, excuse me for showing my back to you. This is exciting. Oh, look at that. I flipped right to this, and it shows here where you can plug a 12 volt in for the car. Now, so far we haven't found that in the box. They told me it's not in the box, but Aferiy and other companies, anybody else who's watching this, if you produce these products, just include that. It makes it a lot easier on the consumer. We don't have to go searching for that down the road. It's a nice thing to do. It'd be one of the things that anybody else who's doing a review of a product, they're going to go, look, it came with the 12-volt cord. That's a big deal. Good packaging. This is what we like to see here. It's got dual handles, I know that. So I'm going to grab this by the handles and try to drop the box. All right. I know a little bit about it, like I said, because I did watch a couple of reviews last week. And ta-da! Shazam! This looks taller than 11 inches to me. And it is. This is 12.5 inches. I think that's exactly how much room I have. This is not what they told me it was. It's 11 inches deep. Okay. So, for future reference, anybody looking for dimensions, this is height, this is width, this is depth. Okay? So now you know. This is 12.5 inches tall. That's actually 1/16 of an inch under 11 inches deep. And it is officially about 15 and 7/16. It's just under 15.5 inches wide. I'm going to stop this right here and quickly, I'll take you with me. How about that? Let's just see if I've got the room, because I would really prefer to not have to change this build out. That would be ridiculous. It took a lot of work to get this where I have it right now. And, you know, I gave myself extra room here so I could have a full extension slide out, which I haven't installed yet. And I do not have the room. So I'm not happy about that. I accepted this on the under the, you know, what they told me. They said it was 11 inches tall. So I'm gonna have to rethink this whole thing. At any rate, I'm sure the unit's gonna be fine. We're gonna put it through its paces. That's disappointing for me. Okay, it will fit underneath this. All right, it will fit under here. So maybe it can live kind of behind the seat over here, the driver's seat. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Get the Chinese laundry hanging here out of the way. But I might be able to put it right down there and have it live there, which is, it's not what I wanted. I don't like the idea of the power station being totally on the ground, just, you know, dust and stuff like that. I like having it up in the air over here like what you see there. Let's get back to the unit and talk about some of these features now that we've got the dimensions. All right. All right, so okay, so on this side we've got a door that flips up. I do want to say this. I like this right here. I like the dual handles because this thing is heavy. I mean, I'm strong enough to lift it with one hand, but a lot of you aren't. We've got a door that lifts here. The door stays open. That's a nice feature. This is where we plug in the AC, and this is where we plug in the solar panels. There's a caution sticker here. It says the input voltage do not exceed 50 volts. If the input voltage exceeds 50 volts, it may cause equipment failure. Even within, okay. So we have an overload protection button, so I guess that's just a reset, like a fuse right here. There is it click close? There we go. So you have to push it on both sides for this to lock. I see there's two little, like, I don't know. I know what I'd like to call them, but let's keep it family friendly. There's two little things here, so you snap it on both sides to keep that closed all the way. There's nothing on the back other than what it says here. It says 2400 portable power station, 2400 watt voltage. It's the model AFP210. Battery capacity is 2048 watt hours. In parentheses, that's 40 amp hours / 51.2 volts. AC charge is 1100 watt max. That's 100 volt to 120 volt at the 50 to 60 hertz. I don't know what any of this stuff means. I am not an electrical guy. I'm just not. I just want the thing to work. I want it to do what I need it to do. So that's why it's always weird to me that companies say that they like my videos, because I feel like I'm nowhere near as good as like professional reviewers. There's like pro reviewers out there. I ain't one of them. I just want it to work. I'm showing you the stuff that's important to me personally, which I think is important to a lot of other people who really don't care about getting too much in the weeds on these things. At this point, these things have been around long enough where they all pretty much provide a lot of the same things. So it boils down to like the noise of the fans, the size, whether it's going to fit in your setup or not, and the output, whether or not it's going to do what you need it to do for the way you need it to work for your personal lifestyle. That's all that really matters in the end on these things. USB output is 18 watt max. There's a USB A. There's a USB-C 200 max, 200 watt or 20 watt max rather. USB-C output. There's another one at 100 watt max. There's an FCC ID number on it. That's the thing. XT60 output. Oh, I think that's the solar maybe. That's 12 volt, 25 amps. The DC 12 volt output is 12 volt, 3 amps. Carport output 12 volt, 10 amps. It's got an LED with 1 watt. It's got AC output of 100 volts to 120 volt at 50 to 60 hertz. Off-grid model rated at 2400 watts. UPS mode rated 1200 watt. Peak output at 2400 watt. It is made in China. And yeah, so that's about it there. There is a hatch on the top here, which is supposed to be able to hold the cables for it, which, you know, what's cool about that. Aferiy, this is like a gentleman's bag, like you put your toiletries and stuff in here, because that's what I'm going to use it for. This is kind of a nice bag, because that's if all these fit in there. So these cables are supposed to fit up in here. There's enough room for them. All right, we're gonna have to get creative about how this one is folded over, I suppose. Let's move that around. Make sure this all fits in here. People on the internet showed that it fits. I mean, the internet wouldn't lie now, would it? Let's see if we can do a little Tetris maneuver here and get these cables to fit inside here and close this thing down. Okay, it's more difficult than the internet made it seem. Let's roll it around this way and make it bigger so we can get this to lay flat. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. It should work. Again, I've seen it work on YouTube on the other videos. This is real world stuff here. All right, has anybody else gone through this rigmarole on this unit, showing you that these cables can fit in here? Okay, we made it work. We got the front. We'll get to that in a second. Let's get to this other side here. There's an on-off button right here, and I believe this is all your standard household style plugs, right? And there's 6 of them, which is good. Now, I have this weird thing, and I wish these units would do this, and maybe there's just something logistically about them with the construction where they can't do it, but in my opinion, for what that's worth, not much to a lot of you, I think all the plugs, all the inputs, other than maybe the charging of the unit itself, other than maybe the output for the solar, other than that, I think all the plugs should be on the front of these units, period. Because if you have this system and you have a build like I have, you know, we're going to see the front of this. How do I get to the side? So that becomes an issue. So, and look, the Astro van, that's the van I drive personally. That's the build that I have. It's a tiny vehicle. I'm not doing a built-in custom electrical system, right? With a lithium-ion battery and a panel with a bunch of fuses and everything else, and running solar to the roof and all these things. I have my reasons for it. I might touch on it as I keep jibber jabbering here, but the reason for it is there's just not enough room in there for that. So this is, to me, you want a power station because it's self-contained, right? A couple other benefits of it, or at least one more, is let's say, God forbid, something happens to this vehicle and you've done all that work with a custom built-in system. You got to remove all that to put it into your next build. Well, if you've got something like this, you just take it with you. Plus, I'm in my apartment here, and let's say the power goes out, which it does from time to time. No big deal. I walk down to the van, I take this, I put it in my pad, I got power. I can watch movies, do whatever I need to do. Everybody else is sitting there with candles. So that's why I like a self-contained unit. And I'm just saying, if you have a smaller build like I have, an Aferiy, just something to consider on your next design. Just consider figuring out a way to get all your input outputs right here on the front of the unit. Now, back to this. We've got your DC on-off button. We have your 12-volt plug. So this is your typical car cigarette lighter style thing. You plug your fridge in there. That's pretty much what you're going to end up doing with that. Let's see what's down here. This is another input. This is a 12-volt, 25 amp. I'm not sure what that's for because I don't know any of this stuff, but I'll figure it out. I'll look at the instructions momentarily. We've got a couple these 12-volt little plugs. I never used these for anything in the past, but maybe something will come along where I need them. We've got 2 USB ports, and we have USB-C ports, 4 of them. 20 watt, 20 watt, 20 watt, 100 watt. And this is your USB on-off. We have a light here. Let's power it on and see if there's any power in this thing. We're at 26%, which is telling me we've got 47 hours left of runtime on the battery right now as it sits. That's pretty cool. I might want to just go ahead and try to plug in a power tool here in a moment to see if it'll run off this. I still have to charge this. I'll probably charge this at the shop today while I'm here. And for now, we'll leave it at that. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. If I decide to use a power tool with it today, you'll see that momentarily. Otherwise, I'm waiting till I get the solar panels. And when I get them, then I'll do a video where I'm showing how much the sun will produce, how much energy this thing will take in from the solar panels. We'll have hopefully a sunny day by then. It's been overcast here for a little while. And we'll just take it from there. All right? Don't go anywhere. It's only going to get better. I promise. All right, it's a couple days later, and I want to do another test here. They did send me the solar panel, and I've got the Bodega solar panel as well. Both of these are 200 watts, and I'm going to try to take some charge off of this battery. I charged it fully off the AC here in the shop. All right, so here we are. Let's turn this thing on. We're at 100%. I won't be able to see this while I'm doing it, and I want to warn you to right now turn down the sound before I turn this on. Turn down the sound on your computer because it's going to be kind of loud. Apologies. But what we're going to do here is you're going to see me do this in order. What I have is I have a piece of 3/4 inch, more like an apple ply plywood. So this is multiple layers. This is not your standard ACX stuff. This is more like a furniture grade plywood, so it's much more dense. And then I have, we're going to see if this belt sander will work too. I've got a piece of the aromatic cedar, which is harder than your standard cedar. So we're going to try to rip this on here. Just take an edge off of it. And then I have, if it still works, if this thing doesn't bog down and shut this thing down, I've got a piece of hard oak here. This is a red oak. I prefer white oak. You should always use white oak. There's problems with red oak. But I'm going to try to take like a 1/4 of an inch or so off of this. So these are practical things. Now, if I was out in the middle of nowhere and I was using this table saw, I probably wouldn't be using these heavier, harder materials. You understand? So if it works with this, it'll be awesome. Okay, we're on. Now remember, you're hearing, okay? All right, here we go. See if it first starts. Turn up your sound now. Holy Toledo. That is amazing. That's amazing. We're at 99%. That was the red oak, 1 inch thick. Okay, now we're going to try this belt sander. I did watch that, and it went to about 2,300 plus watts, and it was fine. It didn't bog down. This thing kept running. That's a win. Right now, I'm going to plug this. I want you to see me plugging this in, so you know I'm not faking anything. This is the belt sander. I don't typically have this with me. I wish Makita would make an 18-volt cordless belt sander. If they've already done that, please let me know. Oh, nice. 426. Okay, so when you turn it on, it goes to just over 400. At one point, I saw it at 800 output, but it was typically 500 to 600, 400 to 600 while I was running this oak into that sanding belt. That's amazing. 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 I'm very, very pleased. Of course, there's dust on it already. I got to blow this off now. I just want to say I'm done. You know what? Let me plug the chop saw in. Let's do a bunch of cuts on the chop saw. You know, before I even get to that, let's see if this will run a compressor. Let's just see. I need to blow all this off anyhow for the next setup. This should go on as soon as I plug it in. So let me put my ears on here. And it peaked at a little over 1,000 watts output. Let's see what happens if I turn the sander on at the same time. So it went to over 1,500 watts, like 1,502 watts of output. Oh, I don't have to yell now. So, look, this is blowing my mind. This is more, I'm using this with more output than like a standard van lifer would use, right? Alright, so this is my 12-inch Makita chop saw. This is the plug for it. By the way, I'm testing all the plugs. I've plugged it into every one of the receptacles on here so far. So first things first, I've got this 1-inch red oak. Let's cut this a bunch of times. I'm going to turn the vacuum on for this. It's not plugged into this. It's plugged into the wall. So it'll go to about 2,064 watts output, cutting this through this. It's about 3.5 inches by 1 inch red oak. It's solid, hard stuff. This is 4 inches by 3.5 inches, this old timber here. I hope there's no nails in it. Aferiy, nice job. I'm very, very pleased with this. This is an amazing thing. Now, I just farted around here. You saw it. I'm down to 94%. So I have no worries about this whatsoever. In my mind, I feel like this thing will work me all day. And this has that, I forget what the term is. I'm the worst reviewer. But you can charge this at the same time you're using it. So I could have something plugged in that I'm charging, like the fridge, or I could have, be using these power tools and have a solar panel out collecting energy, I could be charging this and using it at the same time. I'm very pleased. I'm very, very pleased. The next thing, I mean, how am I gonna get this down? I gotta plug something into this to run the battery down. To see, I guess I don't have to. We're at 94%. So if the sun comes out, if it doesn't, I won't do this today. So today's only the 2nd. This video can't come out till at least the 6th. So hopefully I'll get a sunny day where the next thing you'll see me doing is checking out the solar panel, see how that's working. Also wanted to just quickly point out that there's a light on here. That's your standard SOS right there. And then that's just that kind of a constant velocity light. Now we're off. So if I'm in the van and I need to see something real quick in the middle of the night, I can just reach down and tap that button. It's nice. It's always nice to have a light on there. If I hold this, it'll go off. So just one more thing, one more feature. Okay, I think I've got like 14 or 16 Makita batteries. Most of them are the 5 amp, the 18 volt. And somebody gave me some the other day with a chainsaw. Mike, dude, thank you, patron of the channel. I'm going to, none of them need a charge. All my batteries are fully charged. What are the odds of that? That just sparked when I plugged it in. You should probably have this off, have that switch off, plug in, then turn the switch on, just saying. So these are charged, but I did take them off before the light was fully green the other day. So I'm going to plug these in and see if it works. Well, now that's interesting. It says there's only 7. Okay, here we go. So we're at 65 watt hours, 24 watt hours, 7 watt hours. Yeah, I already got a green light here, but the fan is on, so it's still running. I'm going to let them top off here. But my point with all this is I can do that. With my 1,000 watt hour IceCo generator, I could not use the double charger. It would work with the single. And on my Blue Eddy, which I think was only like a 500 watt hour, that I could plug one battery in off of that too. But again, I really couldn't use this on that. So the fact that it looks to me like I'm not, you just saw these tests. I'm not going to, I just wanted to make sure that this would plug into here and charge me 2 batteries at the same time. So again, you're off grid. You've got your full Makita or Milwaukee or DeWalt, whatever it is you choose to use. I don't want to have that discussion with you about what tool company you prefer. I like Makita. I'll have a whole talk up on that if you want me to as to why I choose Makita. But for now, I got my full kit with that. So if I wanted to bring the table saw, if I wanted to bring the belt sander, if I wanted to bring the compressor even, this is not a problem. And my mind is blown. I'm very, very pleased so far. Aferiy, it's looking to me so far like a fantastic product. Next test, as I've already stated, let's just see how much it'll take in with solar. All right, I just want to point out, I have these cables up in here where they're supposed to be stored, and I didn't even look. I got a little bit nervous. You know, I took out the solar panel, and it has an Anderson connector, and I thought, there's no Anderson input. I thought I needed an adapter. I didn't realize I had the right cable. So it did come with this cable here, which does plug. These are your typical solar panel connectors, and this here will plug in right here. This is called an XT90 connector right up in there, so that will allow me to plug in the solar panel. And so stay tuned for part 2 on that. One of the things I realized I really love about this is this cover. Let me put it on and show you why. Yeah, so that covers one of my favorite things about the whole thing. I think this is the first solar station I've had that came with a cover for it. So the fact that this thing has that, it's going to live in there most of the time in that spot, very cool, very cool. Because the old stations I had, they were up here and they get covered in dust and whatnot just from, you know, working and all that. So now it's protected, it's there, covered, stays like that all the time. When I need to use it, pull the cover, set it up, and I'm golden. I'm very pleased with this station overall. It did everything I wanted to do. I don't know what the price is on it. Afery's going to send me that. I think they're going to send me a discount code that you guys can use. It'll be in the description below. And I have seen these priced all over the place. I believe when this unit first came out, it was like $1,200 or more. And I could be wrong, but I have seen ads where I think they're around $600 now. I don't know. I'm not sure. But you guys will look it up. I encourage you to, you know, look it up on Amazon. Go to the Aferiy website. Get all the information that I may have left out of this video. You guys know I'm not into the minutia of it. You know, all the little details of what the output is and everything else. I just want it to work, right? I showed you what it can do. It's going to be perfect for me. I'll be able to run the fridge, my computer. I'll be able to plug in a tool if I need to do that. It's going to last a long time. It's relatively compact. I love the handles. I love the cover. I love the inputs. I'm very, very happy about this thing. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do your own research. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not part of an affiliate program or anything, at least not at this point. I don't really have a plan to do that. They sent me the product, asked me to do a review. This is as honest and as real of a review as I could do, and I like it. If it is in that price range, if this is a $600-700 unit, I think it's worth it all day long. I don't know what the number is on it. But if you're looking for something that's this size, that has this sort of capacity, it could be perfect for you. That's all I'm saying. I think I said it earlier in the video. I don't remember because I started this video last week. Most of these units, you look at what the output is. And if they're in that range, they all pretty much do the same thing for that amount of output. Battery life, everything. There's not a lot of differences there. So it's just the technology is getting to the point where they're almost all doing the same thing. So you just really what you're looking at that point is how much battery power is it going to have for lasting? How much output does it have for the stuff you want to run off of it? I'll tell you one of the things I really like. I'm going to be able to run an induction cooker off that. No problem. I don't have one now, but the beauty of this is I'm going to buy one. And then right here, I'm going to be setting up a kitchen. Like this is going to have a fold down thing. It might also have a pull out above it. But what I'll be able to do is have an induction cooker I could either put there, or when this fold down is there, I could place it down here and I could cook in here with no flame. That's a big deal. You guys remember, and maybe, I don't know if it was in this video, I don't remember what I've said so far. I may have talked about folding that down, having a hole where I put a propane stove there. I never liked the idea of doing that. I thought I was going to have to do it because before I had this Aferiy power station, I didn't have a power station that would power an induction cooker, and now I do. That's a game changer, man. If you can cook in your vehicle without a flame, makes it a lot safer. Makes it a lot safer. So I'm just trying to say as many good things as I can about it, not because I'm obligated to, but because I believe in it, and I think it's cool. It's a game changer. That's it. I'll let you go for now. Do your own research. Look up the links. Look it up on Amazon. Read the reviews. Look up at the website. Use the discount code below if this is something you're interested in. And that's it. Be good. Stay tuned for part 2. There's going to be a part 2 on this with the solar panels. I promise.